Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. This week we are memory planning the week that was April 1st through to April 7th, and I am using this beautiful kit from Caress Press. Forget the name of it at the time of doing this voiceover, but of course it will be in the title, like always. I'm also pairing it with a foil bundle from Lina Designs in her sky blue, and I just thought it worked perfectly because of the hues of blue in this kit. And I just love how it turned out. Very unusual for an Easter kit. Like, I know that Easter is always kind of the same kind of color palette, but I feel like this is very vibrant Easter. And I do really love it, but I don't know that I picked the right bottom washi choice because I used like the green, and I don't know how I feel about so much green. But it is what it is, and I think that the blue foil worked really nicely with the kit. The one thing that I have noticed, you'll see me laying down the overlays, underlays, bougie boxes, whatever you want to call them. And I have noticed throughout 2024 that when I have used foil bundles where the bundle is really busy, like the bougie box is really busy, I don't like the spreads as much. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because it's distracting, but I feel like if I use a really busy underlay and then I also use overlays on the full boxes, like, it's too much. Let me know your thoughts or your opinions at the end of the spread, because obviously you can't quite see it all in action at the moment, but that's just me. But little digression, I guess. So I don't know how I feel about the busyness of the underlays. The other thing that I've said this to you guys before, but foil bundles, I miss the old SPC bundles. I miss the days when you had the circular foil icons that helped you kind of glitter the foil through the spread. Because in Lina Designs foil bundles, in Caress Press foil bundles, in SPC foil bundles now, in every foil bundle you buy, you have the icons, but they're literally just icons. And I feel like it doesn't distribute the foil evenly. Whereas I feel like when we had the circle icon, like the foil circle icon, you could kind of distribute it. Like, you could make sure you had like one of those round icons in every day, and then use the rest of the icons to just like confetti the spread. Whereas when you only have the foiled icons without the round foil icons, God, this is confusing. I don't know. I just feel like it's a little bit less lackluster. Like, if you go back, for example's sake, to my Dream Plan Do spread in January 15th through to the 21st, you will see the foiled icons that I'm talking about. And that is one of my favorite spreads, if not my favorite spread of the entire year. So comparing it to this spread where the foiled icons are a bit more lackluster, I don't know. But let me know your thoughts. With that said, I have chewed up 3.5 minutes already, and this is a bit of a shorter voiceover because I am trying to steamroll my way into my 2025 planner. So I'm trying to get out content as quickly as I can, so the voiceovers are a little bit shorter. They may get shorter still, we'll see what happens, but it just depends on what's going on in the week. So I've got less time to talk. So in the sidebar for this week, we did have a tour box. So of course I used her. She's absolutely stunning, so glamorous. And then I always use, if I don't have a quote box or I don't have like a foil to overlay over a box to make it a quote box, I always use my favorite box from the kit. So in this case, it was the cute little bunny. And then in this spread, I did track my socials, and then I left room for my highlight of the week as well. Very squished, but it kind of works. So yeah, a little bit different. I feel like I've said this before, but at the beginning of the year, I was kind of chopping and changing how I did my spreads. Like, sometimes I would have my socials, sometimes I wouldn't. Moving into 2025, I don't think I'm going to track my socials because it's kind of depressing, to be honest. I think I've been sitting at that like 500 mark for the last 2 years. Granted, my content has been very inconsistent, and I don't know. I think once you start focusing on numbers, it takes the joy out of the hobby, and like, you're trying to make it a business almost, and I don't want to make it a business. Like, if I could get to a point where I could monetize my channel and make a little extra cash, like, I'm not opposed to that. But that is not why I'm here. I'm here because I love this hobby. I love sharing with you guys. I love talking to you guys. And I love just being able to do something creative and share with other people who, enjoy the same thing. So I don't think I'm going to track them in 2025, but we'll see what happens. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into the week. So the first thing that I have at the top of Monday, which for some reason I didn't mark, I think I was waiting on stickers, couldn't tell you. But of course, Monday was Easter Monday. I then had a maths catch up, so maths meaning married at first sight, because I was a little bit behind at this point. I can't remember why. I think just with everything going on with IVF and injections and all of that stuff, I was just behind. So I used this as a catch up afternoon. I then marked that I was in my feels a little bit. I don't know why. Let me flick back to the previous. Oh, okay. That was because the week before we found out that out of 16 eggs collected from our IVF stim cycle, we only had 2 embryos, which again is amazing. People get 0. But when you're in that moment, the drop is so significant and it just breaks your heart. So I was in my feels a little bit. I decided to try and uplift my spirit a little by playing some Animal Crossing. So I marked that. And then I watched actual Married at First Sight. So because I'd finally caught up, I marked that I watched Married at First Sight that night. I mentioned the week before that I watched the documentary called My Wife, My Abuser, about the man who was in a relationship with a woman he thought was like amazing. And then it turned out she ended up being really violent, really aggressive, and started abusing him. So we watched part 2 of it this night. She did end up getting arrested and charged and all of that, but it took a long, long time. And he was a very broken man by the end. It was really sad. And I marked that we had pizza for dinner. On Tuesday, I marked that I had hot cross buns and coffee for breakfast. I mentioned in my last spread that hot cross buns, I only have, like, the first time I have them is on Good Friday, and then I eat them until the packet is gone, and that's all that I have. My husband doesn't eat them. Don't know why. He won't even eat the plain ones without, like, the raisins in them. So I basically get an entire packet to myself, so I eat them until they're gone, and once they're gone, like, that's it. So I think Tuesday was the last day that I got to have them for breakfast, so I marked that in my planner. I marked that I had a lazy morning because I was off work. That's right, I was off work. I think I took this entire week off and went back to work the following week, which is what I tend to do over Easter. It's kind of like a quarter year break, and then I take a break in July, and then I don't have another break until December. So that break is really difficult because it takes so long to get from July to December, but you know. So I had a lazy morning. I marked that I finished watching Sabrina. I don't know the full name of it. Not the old Sabrina with Melissa Joan Hart, the new one with the really blonde chick. It took me forever to finish it, but I did actually enjoy it. So I finished watching it on this day. I then marked that I had a nap. And then I marked that they were doing hazard burns around our area. So because the weather was warming up and like in preparation for like summer, they tend to do like hazard burns and back burns when it's a little bit cooler, so that they can hopefully prevent disastrous fires in the actual summer. So they were doing that, but it was really stinky and I got a headache. So I marked that. I then marked family time, which, as you guys know, just means me and my husband chilled with our dogs on the couch. And then that night we watched I'm a Celebrity. On Wednesday, I marked that I slept until 11 a.m. because that's what I do on my time off. I think I slept until 11 a.m. this morning. I then marked that I did some filming. I did some organizing of my stickers. I did some laundry. I hung out on Twitch. And then my husband and I watched I'm a Celebrity. Was maths finished at this point? No, it wasn't. Then skipping over to the second half of the week. So Thursday at the top of the day, I marked that it was my little brother's birthday. I then marked that we were on flood watch this day because we had had so much rain. So they had given us a flood watch warning. I then marked that I got my period this day, which is annoying because like I'd just gone through an egg collection cycle and my period was already back. So I marked that. I then marked that I went to Big W and had to fix a tag. I bought a shirt and we came home with the little plastic attachment still on it, so I got that removed. I then had an optometrist appointment. And then this day we got the invite to our friend's wedding. I marked that I went to Mum's this evening. We had pizza for dinner and then we had cake and coffee for my brother's birthday. Then we went to my dad's house to celebrate my brother's birthday because we're insane and we do 2 celebrations in the same day. It's always a late night and it's always exhausting, but you know. And at my dad's house, we had KFC on top of the pizza and more cake. Only good thing about those things, you get 2 cakes. On Friday, I marked that I had another chill morning. I marked that I was exhausted because of the night before, like I mentioned. I watched a movie on Netflix called Midnight Sun. No, not part of the Twilight series. It was just called Midnight Sun. I then watched Suddenly 30, which is still a great movie to this day. I marked that I had a headache, and then this night we watched Ghostbusters. I don't remember what one it was called, but because we were doing the series watch and we were watching Ghostbusters at this time. Saturday, I marked having a lazy morning, and then we watched some more I'm a Celebrity because Married at First Sight, Big Miracles, I'm a Celebrity, and all of the good shows are always on at once, so you can only ever watch one at a time, and it is flippin' annoying. So this day we were doing a catch up of I'm a Celebrity. I then marked that I watched some YouTube, and then that night I had Chinese for dinner. My husband probably had pizza because he will have pizza at any opportunity presented to him, and he would eat it for every meal and every snack if he could. But I felt like Chinese this night, so I had Chinese. I haven't actually had Chinese for a long time. Maybe I'll have it this week because the pizza shop is closed, so even my husband can't have pizza this week. I then marked that my team versed the Warriors, and we lost 34 points to 4. Oh my god. And then this night we watched another Ghostbusters. I think we actually went to see the new Ghostbusters movie. No, we didn't go and see it, but we did watch them all. Whatever. So we watched another Ghostbusters movie this night. And then finally on to a Sunday, the first thing that I marked is that I did some voiceovers. My husband must have been at the gym, or he wasn't home for some reason or another, because that's generally when I do my voiceovers, when he's not home. I then marked that I had a cup of coffee. I had a YouTube binge. And then this night we watched Food Stars. I think that's the one with Gordon Ramsay. And we really enjoyed it. But I don't. Oh, that's right. We looked it up. We thought we're like, it should be on now. Or another season should be starting soon. But it was only on in April last year. So we'd watched it sooner than we thought we had. We watched it like the year before and we'd missed a season. But we'd only watched it in April 2024. So hopefully that comes out again this year. I then marked doing some laundry, although I didn't actually put a laundry script or anything. I just put like a laundry icon. Again, I then marked some family time, and then of course it was Sunday night. So I finished out the evening by watching maths. Well, I didn't finish out the evening. Maths usually finishes at like 9 o'clock. So we don't go to bed till like 10:30. So when I say finished out the evening, that was like the last notable thing to mark. It meant that after that, we would have sat on the couch and I would have watched more YouTube, more Twitch. I would have scrolled my phone or just sat there and really not done much of anything. And my husband would have done the same. But with that said, that is this spread. I hope you have enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon for another video. Thanks for watching. Bye!